Hey guys, welcome back to McGinn's Woodshop. Tonight we're going to make some beeswax finish. It's basically just a mix of mineral oil and beeswax. You can use this finish on cutting boards, on kids' toys, on anything where you'd be consuming perhaps the finish. It's also just good. I put it on a lot of things just because it's really nice. It's simple. There's no like long wait time for after you finish. It's done. The drawback of it is that if you do say sell a commission piece or give it to somebody as a gift, you should give them a little bit of beeswax. They can then apply it once every 6 months or 3 months or whatever it is when the wood starts to dull down a little bit. So to get beeswax, basically, I just looked up on Google for a beekeeper, someone who sells beekeeper stuff, and they have a ton of wax. It's not expensive. This was like, I think it was like $10 Canadian, and that's the amount I used for for 2 jars of wax like this. You can use any kind of oil that you want. You can use like olive oil, mineral oil, coconut oil. There's all sorts of different kinds of oil. This one here is the one that I happen to try it with, and I like it. Olive oil gives a little bit of a yellow tinge, so it would be kind of like the same as using boiled linseed oil or linseed oil. It has that yellow tinge to it. But yeah, I would like to try coconut oil, and if anybody's used coconut oil for this mixture, go ahead and leave a comment and let me know how it worked out for you, and maybe even a picture if I could see the finish on some wood and just see how it looks. I don't know. So it's a pretty straightforward process. Let's go ahead and go through that, and I'll show you how to make your own finish. Okay, so I poured my mineral oil in. I have just about 2 cups here. That's all the mineral oil I have left. So in order to keep that ratio, I'm going to hit around the 5 mark here, 5 and a little bit ounces. That's, I mean, 2 cups is 16 ounces. So I'm just going to measure off that. It's just easier to divide. Could do 0.666 cup. But anyway, right to about this point is where we're going to put it in. It's not an exact science. In order to break this beeswax up, just take my chisel and break some pieces off. It's a little easier if they're smaller pieces. You can kind of get a better fit. Oops. Okay, because you got to remember all the air space in there. So I'm just going to basically fill this up. It's not an exact science here. So first thing I'll do is I'll put my glass container or whatever I have inside my pot. Okay, with my pot set, I have a little paper towel underneath this just so it doesn't heat up extremely fast. I'll go ahead and put my beeswax in. And let it melt. As it's melting, just have a stick to go ahead and stir it with. Also, actually, I did myself a favor last time I made this, and I used my wooden spoons, and then I had fully waxed wooden spoons at the end of it. You just keep giving it a little stir and let it melt down. You can see here I'm just stirring it. It helps the melting process. So you're going to want to keep stirring this until completely have no chunks of wax in there at all. You need to balance it. You don't want it to get too hot. If it gets over 50 degrees, it can burn it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add in the mineral oil. And now I want this to melt again with it together. It's like porridge. It almost looks like porridge. So you can see it pretty much melted there. There's a few chunks left in. I'm just going to wait for those to finish melting. Once it's completely liquid, pour it into its final container and then ready to go. Okay, so now that that's completely done, I recommend grabbing your pot with an oven mitt, take it out of the water, pour it into your container. Looks like I need another container, so I'm just going to put that back in the heat so it doesn't harden. And you can see it already starting to solidify. I recommend using a jar that has a wide mouth so you can get your hand in there. So there they are. They're going to sit there for about half an hour, 45 minutes. So I'm going to let them fully cool off. And it'll be ready to use. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and like the video. They changed the like button now to a little thumbs up button, so I had a little trouble finding it, just so in case you're looking for it. It's a really good wax. It's a really good finish to use, especially on cutting boards and stuff. And I hope it's useful for you guys. The beeswax itself, this mixture will last about a year. Keep it out of sunlight and keep it in like a mason jar with a lid that can keep it sealed. That'll just prevent it from going bad quicker. I've had my other batch that I made for about a year, and it's still fine, but they say over a year it will go, but I mean it's still fine and it works.